Hello everyone and welcome back to Turner's Tutoring. I'm Mr. Turner and today we have another math video for you. This one is going to be in K-5 Learning. It is a worksheets website namely, and it is one of the resources that I definitely advise everyone to check out, especially if you have a student that is on the level of kinder to fifth or is practicing content within that. We have both math and reading worksheets in it, and it's a really, really good resource. It has a lot of free worksheets for you to practice within the main content areas and the main learning goals and things like that. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into our math video for today. We have our word problem. We are adding and subtracting fractions within this. And I have another video that shows you how to navigate K-5 Learning. You can definitely go and check that out. We are starting with 4th grade word problems and adding and subtracting fractions. If you've gotten this far and you like our videos and you are wanting to support us, the best way to support us is to like the videos, leave a funny comment for the algorithm to help push it to other people, and definitely, if you have not done so already, subscribe. Mrs. Bloom is one of the 4th grade teachers in the school. We're going to need that information. This helps us set it up. Number 1. On Friday, many of the students were missing in her class. 1/8 of the class went to a basketball tournament, and 1/8 of the class called in sick. What fraction of the class was in school? So we've got two things. We've got this 1/8 and this 1/8. And there's a missing thing that we are trying to find. So what this basically is saying is that these kids went to the basketball tournament. These kids called out sick. So they are missing. We need to know what was in school. So we're going to go over to our whiteboard that we've used in previous videos. This is Microsoft Whiteboard. I like using this one. You do have to have a login and kind of a Microsoft account, but you can create a free account if I'm not mistaken. They might have changed that though, and so on and so forth. But we're going to go over to this. We're going to set up our problem. Our information tells us we have 1/8 that is out plus 1/8 that was sick. Those are both missing. And so how much are there? So let's find out how many we're missing first. We know when we add or subtract, we need to first make sure that the denominators are the same, and they are. They're both 1/8. And we have 1 and 1, so that gives us 2. We'll keep it on red. 2/8. So that's how many we're missing. But if the whole school is represented by 8/8, then we need to subtract 2/8 from it to get how many were actually still in school. Denominators are the same. Just making sure. 8 minus 2 is 6, and then we keep the denominator. So how many were still in school? It was 6/8 still in school. Let's go on to another problem. We know that fraction of the class was in school. So let's go to number 2. Miss Bloom has 15/16 of a pack of construction papers at her desk. Miss Bloom takes another 2 packs of construction papers to the class for an art project. The students use 1 3/16 pack for the art project. How many packs of construction papers are left? So first and foremost, we need to keep this information and this information. Everything that we put together and we gather means that we're adding. So 5/16 plus 2 wholes. Let's figure out how to represent that first, though. Let's go ahead and erase. Okay. So we've got 15/16 plus 2 holes. Now, in order to solve this, we actually have to know what these 2 holes are represented, and we're going to re-look at the denominator, and it's really nice when we have a hole and then the denominator, because then we can just represent that as 16ths. So what is 2 equal to in 16ths? Well, what we're going to basically do is we're going to say 2 holes is equal to something over 16. 16 times 2 is 32, and then we keep the 16ths. So this is actually 15 16ths plus 32 16ths. So when we add that, we're going to look at these. We're going to look at the numerators real quick. We're going to rewrite our equation. 15 16ths plus 32 16ths. They're like denominators, so we know we can add them. We're going to go 32 plus 15, and I'm doing it basic algorithm just to make it easier to add while we're doing the video. So 2 plus 5 is 7, 3 plus 1 is 4. Now that we've done it already, but there's a neat little trick that I like to teach as well. 5 and 2 goes in the first place, the ones place value. That gives us 7. 1 and 3 gives us 4. And you can't do that for everything, but you can do it for this when it's simple and it stays under the tens. Now looking at our information still, the students use 1 and 3 16ths because we're still not done. We need to convert 1 and 3 16ths, and let's change that color, 1 and 3 16ths as a fraction over 1, or also known as an improper fraction depending on what your state curriculum is. 16 times 1 is 16, plus 3 is 19. So 19 over 16. So now we have what we used, we have what was in total. We need to subtract these two numbers. So I'm going to do basic algorithm again. 47 minus 19, and that's going to give us what was left over. 7 minus 9 you can't do because 7 is smaller than 9. You can't pull it out evenly. So I'm going to go to my neighbor. I'm going to borrow. That becomes a 3. You pulling a unit of 10 or a group of 10 out, and you add it to your other numbers, so that becomes 17, because 10 plus 7 equals 17. Now you can subtract. 17 minus 9 is 8. 3 minus 1 is 2. But that is not our final answer. Our final answer is going to be the 28 over 16. Now that's a lot of steps. That's a multi-step equation, but the basic gist of it is you have 28 over 16 left. Now let's take this a step further since we have just a wee bit more time left. And we're going to turn this back into a mixed number so that we know how many holes are there and how much over 16 is left. So how many full packs are left. I can subtract these, and that's simply going to be 8 minus 6. You're left with 2. 2 minus 1 is 12. Or 2 minus 1 is 1. You pulled out a whole because you're minusing by 16 and 16ths. You can check this by timesing again. 16 times 1 is 16, plus 12. 6 plus 2 is 8. 1 plus 1 is 2. And we always double check. So our mixed number is that. That's a lot of different practice within within fractions, but I hope you guys enjoyed this as we worked on some adding and subtracting fractions through word problems, and we utilized K through 5 learning, which is definitely one that I suggest for everybody to use if you're looking for extra practice. That being said, I'm Mr. Turner with Turner's Tutoring, wishing you guys a fantastic rest of your day. If you have not subscribed yet, please think about subscribing to help us out. Have a great one.